And it was basically a Mexican standoff at the fourth circle between us and those two teams. We won that game, but it was the longest 10 minutes of a Mexican standoff I had in Warzone ever. Ever. It's insane how quickly these lobbies die. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lockdown Player, a gaming podcast where I talk about, you guessed it, Call of Duty. Whether you're playing multiplayer or Warzone, there's always something to talk about, and I hope you will enjoy my discussions that I always have regarding this godforsaken gaming franchise. My name is Tom, also known as the Lanky Soldier. This is episode 8, and this is a pre-recorded episode 2 days after season 4 was released, the 31st of May. Yeah, this is the 31st of May. And I'm sorry if you hear science in the background, it's just the joys of living in London, I can't do anything about it. So anyway, this is episode 8, 31st of May, and the reason you're only listening now is because this is a pre-record episode, is because I'm traveling. I'm visiting my wife's family, but the show must go on, we have to keep the momentum of the show growing and all that kind of stuff, so I don't want to lose it, so I have things to talk about, so let's talk about it. And next week, as you're listening to this episode, I'm guessing we're going to talk about Black Ops 6, because there's going to be some announcements and everything from Microsoft keynote that is happening on 9th of June. So we're going to be talking about that. I'm guessing what's the topic going to be for next week. But yeah. So this is a pre-recorded episode, and we're going to talk about World Series of Warzone qualifiers, or just the whole event in general. And I think it's a perfect thing to talk about since last episode, because last episode we talked about how season 4 is pretty much amazing for big battle royale, because Raven increased the player numbers from 100 players to 120. They reduced the spawn rate for redeploy mechanics like flares or redeploy tokens and gulag tokens, all that kind of stuff. And battle royale right now on Urghistan season 4, it feels really, really amazing. I think it's the best battle royale experience we had so far in this game, in Warzone 2 or whatever you want to call it. Well, actually, I don't know. See, Al Mazrah ranked was really good. So, I mean, it's Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2, but anyway, that's not the point. The point is we're going to be talking about World Series of Warzone, the battle royale section of Warzone, and all that kind of stuff. We're going to talk about our experiences, how the event could be improved, what the event is in the first place, because some of you are listening thinking, what the hell is World Series of Warzone? I have no idea about that, so I'll do my best to explain. And again, I'm sorry about the sirens in the background. Again, living in London and all that kind of stuff. Can't help it. But anyway, before we continue to the main topic of this episode, before we do any of that, if you listened to any previous Lockdown Player episodes before, you know where to go. I don't have to tell you anything. Time codes are in the description. I don't have to tell you anything. You know where to go. But for new listeners, first and foremost, welcome. Welcome to this episode, this podcast, Lockdown Player. I talk about Call of Duty. I talk about Call of Duty all by myself here. I host another podcast somewhere else with a friend. It's called Battlefield 1 Podcast. We talk about Battlefield. But my other friends can't talk about Call of Duty because they either work for a rival company or they're busy adults and everything, so it's just life. But yeah, so welcome new listeners, and at each episode, start of each episode, I do this thing called Housekeeping, and it's basically announcements, reminders, or anything important I want to say before we continue with our main discussion, so everyone know what's going on, everyone co-op with everything, and that kind of stuff. It's called housekeeping for a bit, So first and foremost, like I already mentioned, we have time codes available in the description. So if you don't want to listen to this housekeeping bit, or you want to listen to a particular specific topic, you can always click on Spotify and YouTube. They should be right in front of your screen as you open the episode. And other platforms like Apple Podcast, I have no idea. I think you need to go to the description and find the time code you're looking for. But yeah, we have time codes. So if you want to listen to a particular episode, listen, episode topic, the joys of hosting by yourself. If you want to listen to a particular topic, time codes are there for a reason. it's just to make your listening experience so much better, because I understand you don't have a whole hour to spare to listen to some guy talking about Call of Duty. I get that. I have social media, of course, all in the description. In the description also, we have a Google Forms document that is basically there to give us feedback, questions, or straight up send us insults or compliments about me or the show, whatever is floating your boat. So if you don't have social media or don't want to send us an email because it's tedious and everything, I get that. You can just click on the Google Forms document in the description and write anything that is in your mind. Just you want feedback, you want to send us feedback, you want to send us questions, whatever the case may be. Use the Google Forms document, and it's there. It's perfect. It's like you don't need even a Google account. You don't need it. You just open that link and start writing. That's how it is. It's easy. It's there to remove the friction between me and the listener, and it's like the easiest way to do it. And most important thing, we have a Patreon. Patreon.com/the Lanky Soldier. If it wasn't for Patreon, I doubt I would be starting another podcast series about Call of Duty. But here we are. We're doing a podcast about Call of Duty. Patreon's been helping us so much regarding all the content me and my friends been making in the last year. So any little bit of support always helps in the long run. So the obvious thing, of course, regardless what tier you subscribe, you will get early access to future Lockdown Player episodes ad-free. So you'll not be listening to this, housekeeping bit. So if you're listening us on Patreon, you won't hear this housekeeping bit, and you just go straight to the meat and potatoes of the podcast. It's just easy and early access, yeah. And anyone that subscribes to the main tier of our Patreon, you also get early access. Early access. Well, you will get early access, but you also get access to an exclusive Patreon podcast called Live Gaming Gathering Extra, and it's a podcast series where me and my friends gather around and talk about video games, the gaming industry, all that kind of stuff. We're gamers. We have a lot of things to say. We always talk about games, especially when me and my friends either worked in the gaming industry or still being active in the gaming industry to this day. And because we have so much experience... Wow, that is a loud truck in the background. So we have a lot of experience in the gaming industry. We talk about video games all the time. And this is the best episodes we ever do. It's because it's the best thing. Like, we're not being held back by terms of services and everything. God forbid you say an F word somewhere. There we can say F word, we can swear and all that kind of stuff. We're just being us, we're just being relaxed and talk about something that we care about. So Patreon episodes are the best thing we ever do, is because it's just amazing. And if you're not interested in the podcast, we also have some other stuff like behind the scenes, live streams, or longer videos that are not available on my YouTube channel. There's always something for everyone. And if you're not sure about supporting us, and you have no idea if it's worth it, that's fine. We offer a free trial for the gold tier subscribers for a whole week. And because we believe that you're gonna stay after the free trial ends. Because we believe we make amazing content that is worth your time. I would not be offering a free trial if I had no idea, or I would not believe in our work that we do, Free trial is there for a reason. So you have an idea what to expect. And I believe you will stay with us after the free trial ends. Because I think we make some amazing stuff. And to give you an example what kind of show we're hosting on Patreon, here's a small clip from one of the last episodes we did. They're no fucking
Plus,
different.
I'm also going to sit here and fire off this sniper shot. A lot of these fucking problems that the Gamers TM bitches about, it's a lot of, then just don't look at it. You don't want streaming on your console. Okay, fine. Don't look at the fucking app. Don't use it then.
Don't use
Seriously.
it. Like that's.
Yeah, I want console. I want exclusive games. So fucking what?
Whoa,
Who cares?
I don't.
Like, that is just tribalism.
Oh.
No, nobody fucking does anymore.
Yeah, I don't want microtransactions in video games. That's why you're fucking buying them.
Stop buying them, yeah.
Stop buying them. Oh, I don't want this game. Then stop fucking buying the game.
Then don't fucking buy it.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, the simple thing is, and this is what blows my mind. If you don't like the thing, just don't engage with the thing.
Just listen.
Why does everybody feel like they've got to fucking annihilate and kill shit to death nowadays? So what? Let people enjoy shit. It's like the fucking it's just like so much of it nowadays. The fucking Fallout franchise. It's all everything. Just fucking enjoy shit. Just shut up and enjoy shit.
For example,
that's the whole point of it. It's entertainment. It's not a way of life.
New Assassin's Creed.
It's not your identity. Yeah. God damn it.
new Assassin's Creed got announced, right? And people bitch about.
Oh, don't even get me started on that shit. I don't even want to get into that. It's just fuck.
Okay, wait. On which side of the argument you are? Patreon.com/the Lanky Soldier. All right. Let's talk about World Series of Warzone. So, what is World Series of Warzone? World Series of Warzone is basically an event, an annual event that's happening in Call of Duty Warzone. And it's basically all the best players, the best teams compete against each other to be the best team in Warzone. Kind of self-explanatory, right? It's a competitive Warzone event that happens every year. So you have your qualifiers, you have your events and everything. Start with 3,000 teams in Europe or in 2,000 teams USA, then other regions and so on, and the best teams qualify to the final. Last year we had our first ever LAN event for Warzone, World Series of Warzone, and it basically what it made it more legit and more interesting and more exciting. And because 150 players at a LAN event competing against each other for the title of being the best team in the world, that's exciting, right? So it's basically a competitive Warzone event that happens every year. You have your qualifiers, all that kind of stuff, and it's quite amazing. Last year, the final took place in London, and I was watching the whole thing. It was really interesting and exciting and all that kind of stuff. Now, of course, people that know what I'm talking about, they probably know about the scoring system and all that stuff. It's fine. We're not gonna talk about that now, or at least not for last year's. But yeah, it was really fun event, real exciting to watch. It was just exciting to experience that, hey, you can do big esports events with a big scale, with a big scale that is like this, 150 players playing in competitive tournament, right? And it's not like teams fighting each other like Call of Duty League or CS:GO or something like that. No, this is like 150 players, 6 matches, go at it. It's a battle royale comparative event, and that's exciting. That's exciting. And last year proved so much how exciting that can be. So the last year final was taking place in London. We don't know when it's gonna be taken. Yeah, we don't know when it's gonna take place. This LAN event this year, but we'll know soon. But that's not the point. The point is, it's happening this year. Qualifiers already happened. We took part in the qualifiers, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But yeah, but the problem is this year, for example, last year we did not participate, at least me and my friends and so on. We did not participate. But this year we decided to participate. I don't know why we decided to participate this year particularly, but hey, we finally did it. And last year we had so much time to make a team and prepare and everything. It was so many rules were not fully set and everything. But this year, we were speculating, all of us, if World Series of Warzone is happening this year, because there was nothing. There was no announcement, no nothing, anything. And at one point, they announced it right before Season 4 was announced. They announced World Series of Warzone is happening, and you only have a week to gather your team before the open qualifiers start. And after open qualifiers end, which was a 3-day event, your teams are locked. You cannot change your teams. You can't change your teammates, you can't change anything unless you get approval from Activision, why you want to change your teammate. Which is quite fascinating, and it was only only a week to make your team. And there was I was curious what was happening in competitive teams that will qualify for the next stages and so on. They were scrambling, looking for teammates and everything. Even the best players could not find a team right 7 hours before the tournament started. No one had had the time to oh fuck. So because it was unannounced, so it was announced so what's the word I'm looking for? Unexpectedly. There was no mention or anything. It's happening. You have a week to prepare. So that was a struggle. Even for me, I was I was like, for the whole month, I was thinking, I should find a team, and so in case it gets announced, at least we can have a team and participate. At one point I was thinking the World Series of Warzone is not happening because last time it was announced like start of April. Now end of May and nothing's being said or anything. And so I'm like, no, it's happening. You have a week to prepare. And I'm like, okay. So I had no time to, train with my team and everything. And I managed to find teammates to play with me like 12 hours before the qualifiers started. So of course I could bring my friends and everything, but the problem is this was a 3-day committed event. So you had to commit to that weekend to play World Series of Warzone Open qualifiers. And I was looking for teammates, and I could not use my friends because one of them works at a rival company. I will not say what rival company. If you listen to other podcasts, you probably know. One of them was in Italy breaking pasta. It's a joke. The other one is not that committed. He always complains that Battle Royale is a shit mode, so I cannot play with him. He's a very casual player and so on. So I had to, and some other friends I could not trust. So I had to find teammates in less than 12. I had a week, but I tried my best to find teammates. It was really difficult. At one point, 12 hours before the event, I committed. You know what? No. Let's find some. I need to find some teammates. Let's go. Let's see what I can do. And I managed to find 2 teammates. I never met them. I had no idea who they are. And I think we became somewhat okay friends after the event. So the name is Silver and Aitley. She is from Czech Republic. Well, it's not Czech Republic. It's Czechia now. Sorry, I forgot the country changed the name. And one is from Netherlands. And all of us 3 played together in the open qualifiers. We finished 1,337th. 1,364th place. So that's our standing in Europe. So from 3,000 teams in Europe that registered to play in open qualifiers for World Series of Warzone, we finished right in the middle, which with 86 kills and 146.6 points. By our standards, a team that never played together, we only met each other 12 hours before the event. Actually, no. For example, Silva joined 2-3 hours before the event, because our third teammate just pissed off and never replied. I'm like, okay, fuck you, we need to find another one. So, us 3 never played together. We finished right in the middle of the standings, and honestly, that's good in my books. I was thinking if we can finish top 1,000, that would be such a success for us. But unfortunately, we did not. At one point, we did push for a fifth. We were 364th team at one point, and we were pushing the top 500 at one point. But I guess better teams finally came in and clutched, and we finished in just above the top 1,000. It would be great to finish top 1,000. I'm kind of sad we didn't, but hey, we did our best. We tried our best. Next year, I do want to participate and see how it goes. I want to finish high. I do want to finish top 1,000 next year. And I have a feeling next year is going to be even more hectic because there will be more teams and all that kind of stuff. So 1,000 finish will be legendary by our standards, especially we're just adults, we're just playing video games. We're really good at video games, but we're not professional athletes or Twitch streamers or whatever. So because we finished 1,364th from 3,000 teams in Europe, I think is a good first time start by us. We never played with each other and everything. I think we did okay. I think we did good. But yeah, so how the qualifiers work is basically the finals are LAN event, right? But to qualify for the LAN event, you need to do this open qualifiers. So from USA, Europe, South America, Asia, and Africa, and Middle East is connected to European. So Middle East players play with Europeans to qualify. So Europe and USA get 64 teams, 64 teams qualify from each region. But since Raven increased the player numbers in Battle Royale from 100 to 120, they said that 80 teams qualify from USA and Europe. And of course, there's more teams qualifying from other regions too. I don't know what was the number there, but hey. So all those teams, from 3,000 teams in Europe, 80 teams qualify for the next stage. And all those teams that qualified for the next stage, they all participate in a custom lobby. They all spread in groups. Best teams qualify to the next stage. Other teams disqualified, and so on. Like it's a tournament. You know how it works, right? I don't have to explain you the idea behind the tournament, right? The best teams go further, and the worst teams disqualified, and so on. So 80 teams qualify from Europe. We finished 1,364th place, and from 3,000 teams. So we did good. And the way it was qualified. I might as well talk about the scoring system. So how was our experience in the qualifiers? So the way the qualifiers work, you had the whole weekend to play the whole match, play 10 matches, minimum 10 matches. And if you change your teammates during that weekend, your whole scoring will reset. So you can change teammates because you don't have to have a locked roster for the weekend. But if you do change your teammates, your points would reset, and you have to play those 10 matches again. So basically, through the whole weekend, our goal was to play 10 best matches through the whole weekend. So that was the plan. So 10 best matches, right? And that's how teams qualify for the next stage. The game basically calculated your 10 best matches from the weekend, and that determines how many points you gathered. And that's how it worked. And the way the scoring system worked is basically 1 kill equals 1 point, and in what place you finished in the game. So because it's a battle royale, 100 teams and so on. If you finish top 10, you get like a 1.3 multiplier or something like that. You finished second or third, you get like a 0.5 multiplier. And if you win the game, if you win a game in World Series in the qualifiers, you get like a 2 times multiplier. So take all the kills. Let's say you have 10 kills as together as a team, and you win the game. It basically multiplies by double, and you have 20 points. That's how it worked. That was the scoring system. And on paper, it doesn't sound like a bad system, because hey, kills matter. You need to go for kills, to be the best player, best team in the world, and so on. You need to go for kills, but you also need to finish high. In you can't just go around kills and not win the game. You have to like place second, first, or whatever to get that multiplier, to get the maximum amount of points you can get. On paper, it doesn't sound too bad, but the problem was the servers were dying so fucking fast. I'm talking, like, for example, we had this moment, like, because everyone chasing kills and everything, because kills mean points. You need points to qualify. And what usually happened is all the teams went for kills. And because they went for kills, there's less players on the server. And because there's less players on the server, there's less points to gather. So on the for example, we had this moment on the 4th circle. We were playing this match. I don't know, maybe it was like 7th or 8th match of ours. 4th circle. There's only 3 teams left. I'm not shitting you. 3 teams left on the 4th circle. That's insane. So we had like 10 kills put together, and we were the 3rd team that is left alive. And it was at Urgistan, of course. It was the Battle Royale map. It was at Cargo. So we were we were in the fire station. Up north, there was like a really huge building, an office type of building. There was another squad. And right to the east, there was like little tiny buildings next to the railway at Cargo. And it was basically a Mexican standoff at the fourth circle between us and those two teams. We won that game, but it was the longest 10 minutes of a Mexican standoff I had in Warzone ever. Ever. It's like, it's insane how quickly these lobbies die. And what Silva, for example, was saying is like, she was looking how other teams are doing, like the really good teams are doing. They're getting like, 30, 40 kills each, or at one point, one team had like almost like 90 kills. I'm like, you're just thinking, wait a minute, how? How you get 90 kills, in a 100-player lobby and so on. Of course, because this was a tournament, open qualifiers, there's some cheating happening once in a while. People VPNing to different regions to get easier lobbies because, like, hey, if I joined this region, the game is gonna put me in a match, regardless of what kind of skill level they have in the server, all that kind of stuff. So people were VPNing for easy points, which is sucks as fuck. Then there's, of course, people wall hack and all that kind of stuff, which is annoying. Then people lobby surfing. So lobby surfing is basically checking the whole server overall KD and check who's in the lobby and so on, because there's widgets and everything you can do. Just launch the widget and you launch into the match, and the game tells you, or the widget is telling you what's the overall average KD of the server put together and all that kind of stuff. So that's why people sometimes just go into the server and they just leave the server because, oh, I'm playing against top 250 player. Nope, I'm leaving. Or whatever. Or, oh, this server is a bit too hard for me, or whatever, I'm leaving. We'll join a different match and we'll try to get an easier lobby and so on. So people would just lobby surfing every fucking time, try to get easier lobbies and everything. And of course, us, we're not that type of people. We're not that type of, we just want to compete. The reason we signed up for World Series of Warzone is because we wanted to compete. And we never did that kind of stuff. We just we load in the server and we just fucking do our best. That was our plan. And we finished middle of the table, almost in the top 1,000 from 3,000 teams. I think we did really well without any cheats or cheese or whatever. But of course, there's a lot of people cheesing their fucking way into the rankings and everything. It was really annoying, And we can't do anything about it. Just it's for the developers to sort it out how to deal with cheats like that. Like, if you're a really good player and you're a professional player and all that kind of stuff, it's fine, because you're gonna get the points anyway, because you're a good player, your teammates are good players, and you're gonna get the placing one way or another. But when it comes to us, just average. Well, I won't say we average players, but as average people, right? We're just normal people, adults with lives and everything. We don't do this for a living. That want to compete and maybe finish top 500. Like, for example, players in the top 500 positions, right? Because of these lobbies, like not full lobbies, because people leave in lobbies all the fucking time because they realize, oh, we're playing against good players and so on. We can't go and get 30, 40 or 50 kills in a server when there's only 70 people on the server, right? Because 30 players left the server because, oh, this server is too strong for me. I need to get a lower ranking server because I need to get kills. I'm like, okay. Suddenly we can't really compete at our best or get the points we think we deserve because the lobby is not full. Buy UAVs, fly with a helicopter, drive with a vehicle. There's no people to kill or whatever, and that's why the scoring system doesn't really make sense in this case, because I don't think people realize the scoring system works maybe in a custom type of game, right? When you know the 100 people joined a server and they will stay on the server no matter what, yeah, that scoring system works. The current system works just fine. But then for the open qualifiers, where people can just quit with no punishment or whatever, which I think there should be a punishment. If you leave a server as soon as you load in, I think you should be punished. Either your score reset or you get a minus or something like that. Whatever the case may be, something. You need something. So for the next year, I hope they're gonna make the open qualifiers focus on that to make sure that people don't fucking quit from the server when we actually need to get kills and points and everything, but we can't. I mean, sure, we can do lobby surfing too, but how's that fair to anyone? How's that fixes the problem? It doesn't fix the problem, right? So that's kind of annoying. Regarding the strength of the servers, like I said, it was a big-ass Mexican standoff at the 4th circle, and it was the longest 10 minutes in Warzone in my life. I mean, we managed to win the game, and we were really happy that we won the game. And it's also quite annoying that there is some sort of skill-based matchmaking in World Series of Warzone playlist that was happening in the game. So, as we were playing the open qualifiers, naturally, you expect good players once in a while, right? You expect good players to be around. I mean, granted, it's all the best players participating, trying to qualify. So you expect the server lobby, the server to be a bit sweaty for obvious reasons. I don't know why, but it did feel like there was some sort of skill-based matchmaking in the game, in the open qualifiers, and I don't know if I'm right or I'm wrong or whatever. I don't know. This is just speculation. But sometimes it felt like, because we don't lobby serve, we don't do anything, we just load into the match and want to do our best, it felt like we were literally playing against the top 100 teams all the fucking time. So that's why I was really happy with the placement we did for, we finished like right in the middle of the table with the placement, is because I knew we were playing against really good, legit players. We played against good, legit players, and that's why I'm proud of our positioning. We were playing against sweaty, really good teams. It's a qualifier. Of course, I don't have a problem playing against really good teams. But this is where the problem rises. So when you treat every kill the same way as you treat, well, a kill is a kill, right? You get one kill, you get 1 point, and you get the multiplier. On paper, it's fine. On the outside, all the context and everything, in a vacuum, when you have 100 players, it's fine. But when you matchmake, and there's some sort of kill-based matchmaking and whatever, and we play against good players all the fucking time, while other people are VPNing and all that kind of stuff, us playing in that server is not the same as people VPNing to other regions and they basically dunking on kids, basically destroying all the shitty players in other regions while we fighting for our lives on this server just to finish top 5. With what that doesn't matter how many kills we have and so on. And that's where the problem arises. The problem is that the points are not treated equally. And it's not really fair towards everyone else. If you're a good player with a good team, sure, it doesn't matter to you. You're going to get those kills regardless and you're going to qualify. But if you're just an average person, right, trying to do your best, it's not fair to you. You're in a serious disadvantage from a comparative point of view. Because people VPNing their asses to a different region, getting 50 points per match, while you're fighting for your life against iridescent and top 250 players on your server all the fucking time. So your points are not equal. So that's why I kind of hope next year, or even Battle Royale Rank this year, they're gonna introduce a system where when you kill an iridescent player, you should get more points. If you're like let's say, a decent player, right? Let's say you're a platinum player, right? You're a platinum player. So you're a platinum player playing against iridescent players trying to qualify for the World Series of Warzone. If you kill that iridescent player, you should be getting more fucking points comparing, and if he kills you, he gets like 1 point, whatever, right? You should be getting like 2 or 3 points. It's if you kill a good player that is higher than you in ranking, you should be getting more points. You should be getting more points. And all the iridescent players or whatever, or the players that VPNing and everything, people that, cheat the system and they get like 30, 40 kills in a match, well, they should not be treated as equal as 40 iridescent players that got killed. If you kill 40 iridescent players, you should be getting more points than some guy killing 40 idiots. For little teamies, right? They should not be counted the same way everywhere. So I hope next year they have some sort of scoring system that basically makes sense. Like if you kill a better ranked player, you get more points, and if you kill a less ranked player, you get like a point or whatever. There should be a reward for you to play in those big higher lobbies. There should be a reward. There should be a sense. There should be some purpose. If they have the same system again next year, I'm sorry, we will probably VPN our asses off in the different servers, like not with the qualifying and everything, but hey, this is stupid. I'm sorry, it really is. It makes no sense that you can VPN your ass to a different region and you get the same more points, even though we're the ones playing in the iridescent fucking servers. And get less points. It makes no fucking sense, right? On paper, it makes no sense from a comparative point of view, and whatever the case may be. Overall, we had a good experience of World Series of Warzone because we just wanted to compete. We knew we're not gonna qualify for the final, for the next stage. That's fine. We knew that. That's not a point. But the problem is that it's just not fair towards us, that people that want to compete properly, right? What's stopping us from VPNing and getting the points and finish top 500 or something like that? You see what I mean? It just makes no fucking sense. And of course, like I said, there's wall hacking, boosting, and all that kind of stuff. But that's on Activision to sort. But yeah, and that's also the scoring system. The score system, like I said, it's fine in a vacuum. When 100 players stay in the server, it's fine. And you have like equal lobby everywhere and everyone get the same experience regardless, then it's fine. But the problem is, it's an open qualifier, it's not an equal experience. It should not be an equal experience, and if you kill a better player that is higher than you and so on, you should get more points. I'm sorry, you should be getting more points. Regarding the playlist itself that we played in, the open qualifiers for World Series of Warzone, I think it was fantastic. This is the closest thing we're going to get to ranked Battle Royale this year, even though Raven or Activision said that they're still making Battle Royale ranked and they don't have a date when it's coming out. But they said later this year, which I still think is going to be Verdansk next year, or as in this year. This is the closest we ever had to ranked Battle Royale, and it was great. It was actually really great. And the reason why I say it's great is because it was just a proper wannabe Warzone 1 Battle Royale experience. No flares, I think we had Gulag tokens, but I don't remember. No, I don't remember. Or maybe there was no Gulag tokens. No redeployed tokens. So it was basically, if you want to revive your teammate, you have to revive your teammate from the buy station. Simple as that. There's no flares or special way to come back and so on. And that was great. It was a proper Battle Royale experience. And I really enjoyed it. And I kind of wish, I think I said it in the last episode, that I wish they kept that World Series of Warzone playlist forever until ranked Battle Royale is coming out. Because it's a really good playlist. It's just a proper Battle Royale experience. Of course, now Raven came out was like, well, we're increasing the player numbers to 120, and we reduced the spawn rate for the redeploy tokens, all that kind of stuff. Like now Battle Royale in Season 4 feels really amazing and fantastic, so I guess we don't need that World Series of Warzone playlist anymore, but I kind of wish they kept it. Also for practice, wherever, you never know. But yeah, I really enjoyed the playlist. I had fun. Even though we were sweating our asses off just to finish the top 1000, sadly we did not finish top 1000 in the qualifiers. But next year, I want to do that again. I want to try finish top 1000, maybe finish top 500, and not with the hopes to qualify or whatever in the future. No, it's just because I love the idea of competition. Like the reason why Warzone 1 spoke to me on so many levels is because it brought that sense of competition, that sense of purpose, something like that you're playing for something, you know? You're not playing just for, oh, get the majority of kills and you're the best player in the server, even though you finished 10th. Like, I don't care. The point of Battle Royale is to win, you know? It's to win games. If you win the game, that should be exciting and fun, you know? Regardless how many kills you get. It's a battle royale. I love the idea of competition because I came from a somewhat professional sports background, so I love competing. I love, you know, doing my best in matches. I don't care that I'm playing against sweaty, iridescent players. I don't care. It's fine. I'll compete against those players and do my best, and I'll try to be better and work better. You know, improve myself and so on. You know, I'm not a 20-year-old teenager anymore. Granted, yes, of course, but I still want to do my best and hold my ground. That's what always kept me going in my life, and that's what always keep me going in the future. Is the sense of competition. You know, I always loved competitions, tournaments, whatever. I always enjoyed that kind of stuff. So participating in World Series of Warzone was really exciting opportunity for me and other two friends that I met. You know, I never met these people in my life, but because we met like 3 hours before the open qualifiers, now we talk to each other on a somewhat regular basis, and I like that. You know, we made new friends and everything, and we had a good experience. Sure, there was some bullshit in the tournament once in a while, you know, I get that, but overall it was a real good experience. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, the organization of the tournament itself was spot on. I think it was fine. It was great. The playlist was there when you needed. The points counted when you needed. Nothing was bullshit. Of course, some people complained. For example, there's some people that make widgets and everything. For example, like stat pages, and so on. For example, there's a Warzone Loadout guy, or COD community. Warzone Load, the community guy, he makes like an app where you can track stats and everything of the leaderboards and all that kind of stuff. And there's other ones that do the same thing. And they all complain that Activision is not giving them proper tools to host, you know, these kind of like statistics and all that kind of stuff properly, because the way their infrastructure is designed is not that good, from what I heard, or at least not properly sorted. So that's kind of unfortunate. So I hope Activision can actually give us, the community, you know, the core community and all these people, a bit more tools and everything that they need to make proper stat pages, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully. Well, let me look at my notes quickly. Can talk about. But yeah, World Series of Warzone was a fantastic event. I fully recommend, just for the experience, just to see how good you think you are. You know, just to see how good you think you are. And yeah, it's just, it's an experience. Now, you know, World Series of Warzone, with all its problems, it was a good and educational thing to experience. Like I said, I want to compete for next year. We'll be on Verdansk next year, so that should be really interesting and fun. And the funny thing is, like I said in the previous episode, why Activision is suddenly remembered that we don't have ranked Battle Royale, is because World Series of Warzone qualifiers was a really big success, and they want to keep the momentum going. Like, no one said anything. Like, just 2 weeks ago, something like that, there were rumors and leaks and comments, or what would you call it, reports about saying that ranked battle royale is not coming to Uzbekistan no matter what. It's just not coming. It's not coming because Season 4 roadmap was released. There's nothing of it, no mention of it, nothing. Let's just pretend it doesn't exist. But after World Series of Warzone, and after 3,000 teams registered for Europe alone, and there's like I can't remember how many teams registered for USA, but like then you have to include the Asian region, the Africa region, the South American region. We're talking 7,000 maybe teams competing to qualify for the final, and we finished 1,360. What fucking position we finished again? 1,364th position. 1,364. So on paper we finished I guess 2,000? Maybe around 2,000 from 7,000 teams. We did good. We did really good. If you ask me, we did really good. For like I said originally, for a squad that never played together, we did really good. So, but yeah, they realized, this is definitely Activision realized, hey, World Series of Warzone is actually a really big success. Probably exceeded expectations tremendously, and that's why the Battle Royale, ranked Battle Royale thing was mentioned in the patch notes a couple of days ago, because they have to oh fuck, people actually want this and it's a really big success. Like, okay, mention it that it's coming. It's actually coming. They did say it's coming, but they never gave a date. And even in the patch notes, in the blog post, they said, we don't want to give you a date yet, but it's coming. We did say it's coming later this year. Don't worry, it's coming. But because of this, we don't want to give you a date, because we're working on some stuff in the background, which I want to believe that's what's happening originally. They want to do ranked resurgence first and test the SR system and all that kind of stuff. Maybe do some changes, and maybe they're actually doing a proper battle royale ranked with loads of stuff happening in the background, and more competitive, better scoring system, maybe API for the people that want to do stats and all that kind of stuff. Maybe, just maybe. And I want to believe some really good work is being done regarding ranked battle royale, and World Series of Warzone is clearly a big success for them, and these open qualifiers definitely raised a lot of eyebrows at Microsoft and Activision, oh, people actually do like this. We need to keep the momentum going. Clearly, it was a success there. That's why they talk about ranked battle royale right now, because people want that. I want that. It's an amazing thing. Even if you don't want to play ranked battle royale, that's fine. Play pubs, it's fine. But it's ranked battle royale being there. It's not gonna gonna make your experience worse or something like that. It just enhances your experience. Honestly, if you want to play better, you play ranked. If you just want to have some fun in pubs, you play some pubs. It's fine. The ranked version of battle royale is not there to remove your fun. It's not. It just makes the game better in general. So there's clearly some headgear spinning happening at the studios at Activision, and I do wonder if they want and how they want to do it. I have a feeling they did mention the ranked resurgence is still gonna be a thing, but I don't know if it's just PR talk or not. I don't know. But I have a feeling the end goal is to have, Battle Royale, Resurgence, and multiplayer ranked, comparative experience to be under multi-day final event. So let's say 3-day LAN event. You have your multiplayer on day 1, you have Resurgence on day 2, and you have Battle Royale final on day 3. I'm guessing that would be the ultimate end goal for them to achieve. And that's a nice goal to achieve, strive for. Like, if that's the end goal they want to achieve, I think that's a very ambitious and a very good goal to go for. If you love multiplayer, you can compete in multiplayer finals, be good and so on. Then you have Rank Resurgence, and then you have Battle Royale. I think it's a really good idea. Can Warzone ever can Warzone ever reach that kind of point? Yeah, of course it can. I still think to this day that Warzone is the future of comparative Call of Duty. I still stand by that no matter what. Because Warzone is just more exciting, bigger player base. A lot of kids grew up with Warzone 1 and they're growing now and so on, and Warzone is still going. I think Warzone future is very bright when it comes to competitive. And I believe that Warzone is the future of competitive Call of Duty. Multiplayer and so on, sure, it will not disappear. It will stay there as a core experience for Call of Duty. But when it comes to competitive, we have to realize, like, Warzone is the future. That's where all the majority of people will be. It's just a fact. So, and I think Warzone is more exciting to watch than a multiplayer Call of Duty match. Sure, you can watch some entertaining, really good matches in Call of Duty League, but none of it will be exciting as Call of Duty Warzone Final. And this year they're gonna have like a match point system, and for what match point system is, basically, so you take all the 120 players, right? Divide into 3 teams, and the team that you get your kills, you get your placement, all that kind of stuff, you get points. And when you reach a specific point threshold from multiple matches, you get to a match point. So let's say the limit is 150. So you're in the final, playing the World Series of Warzone final. You're a team, right? And you need to get 150 points. When you get 150 points for, like, let's say 3-4 matches, you need to win the game. And let's say you win the game, you actually need to win a round of Battle Royale to become the champion of the world. That's what match point is. And it goes to all the other teams. So let's say there's 5 or 6, 7 teams have match point. They all have 150 points after 5 matches, let's say, right? So if any of those teams win the next game, they will become world champions. Exciting from a viewer point of view. I don't think it's exciting from a comparative point of view, though. From a comparative point of view, it makes no sense how a 7th place team can be champions of the world, right? Now you can consider, like, compare Warzone to real life sports, for example. It's very difficult to compare because in real life sports, it's usually like, let's say football, like soccer or basketball. It's teams and they try to, get, well, in soccer, whoever scores more goals in the final becomes the champion, and you have to beat other teams to get there and so on. So there's like a natural progression there. With Warzone, it's a bit more difficult because you have 120 players in one server and try to do a final with them and try to determine who's the best player, best team in the world. From, like I said, match point from a viewer's point of view, exciting thing. From a competitive point of view, it's a bit too random. I don't like it. I hope match point is going to be just this 1 year thing, and next year maybe we can have a better system for that. But it all depends how it's going to go this year and see how people react to it, how people that qualified will react, how the audience will react, all that kind of stuff. So that's going to be interesting to witness. Yeah. So what else I can talk about? Yeah, so Battle Royale ranked is probably not coming until Verdansk, no matter what they say. And who knows, maybe Verdansk will be out before but before Black Ops 6. God knows, maybe Verdansk is coming for season 6, and that's when ranked drops, and then they have Black Ops 6, then you have season 1, 2 months later, 3 months later after season 6 was announced with ranked Battle Royale on Verdansk. And then we can continue season 2 with new Black Ops 6 weapons. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just guessing. They say later this year. Could be anywhere. Like the something doesn't make sense here, so I'm wondering what the fuck they're cooking in the background. But hey, we'll see. But yeah, that was just some tiny, almost 52 minutes of talking. These are my opinions about World Series of Warzone qualifiers. I think it was a fun event. I had fun. The score system doesn't make sense because killing certain players should be rewarded more. Points should not be counted. It should not be static. I understand it's a lot of work for Activision and everything to sort that kind of system out, but that's what you need. That's what you need, and you need to strive for those kind of goals. You need to create that kind of system in the future because you need something. Because it's not fair VPN to Africa and get your kills, and like sure you're gonna get banned. Don't get me wrong. They're gonna notice that you played in a server that was not meant to be for you. I get you're not gonna qualify, but it's still shitty towards other squads. It still ruins the experience for other squads. So I wonder if they can introduce some sort of system where killing a bad team gives you more points, or bad placement, or whatever the case may be, is something. Reward those players that actually play in those demon lobbies. You have to reward their effort for that in some shape or form. So VPN people don't cheat the system. Oh, look at us! We got 80 points from this match by getting 70, 60 kills or 50 kills, whatever, because we VPN'd in some region that basically has no players. It's just like, okay, it's not fair. It's stupid. It's dumb. So World Series of Warzone, great event. Organization was great. I had fun. We had fun. It was amazing. But the scoring system needs to be improved for the Open qualifiers. I'm sorry, it has to be. It's just like Battle Royale ranked or ranked researchers, whatever. The scoring system, it needs to be improved because it's. I don't think it's that good. It's not that good. But other than that, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. So, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for listening to my ramblings about World Series of Warzone. My name is Tom, also known as the Lanky Soldier. Check out our Patreon, patreon.com/thelankysoldier, where we have amazing stuff, like amazing episodes and everything. Early access, of course, to future episodes of Lockdown Player, ad-free, and other podcasts that we host there. And other videos are posted and so on. So leave a rating on Spotify, leave a rating on iTunes or Apple Podcasts, whatever it's called these days. Follow our socials, Google Forms document in the description, and yeah, that's good. So thank you guys for listening. I'll see you guys on the next one, and hopefully we can shoot each other in the face on ranked Verdansk soon. Maybe. Maybe. Have a good day, everyone, and stay safe. Don't be a douche. Peace.